Today we're going to talk about bar graphs and histograms and using Geogebra to create them. Bar graphs and histograms look very similar, but they're used for different types of data. A bar graph is typically used to represent categorical or discrete data, where histograms are typically used to present numerical or quantitative data. I'll show you what that means in a little bit. So let's first off, bar graphs usually have a space between the bars. The order of the data does not matter except for convenience. These are categorical. Bananas, apples, oranges, blueberries, watermelons. How many students wanted each one of these or asked they liked them as their favorite? Not wanted, but were asked as their favorite fruit. So 60 liked watermelon, 60 liked apple. We are going to create a bar graph with a space between this data, and it's going to be for this categorical data. So I'm going to open up my Geogebra. First thing I'm going to change my options. I think I'm going to change my font size to 16. It's a little bit easier to see. Then I'm going to actually reduce the size this way so I can just see this data. Now look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. Now we're doing the bar graph. So I'm going to put A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to put in the frequencies, and I'll call F is equal to squiggly. I'm going to copy this. I think I just messed up my data here. And hit copy, Control C, and go back up here and Control V. Inside the squigglies. And I need a comma between each data point. Comma, 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 enter. Make this bigger, and now to make we're going to use a command called the BarChart. This is the one we're doing the width of the bars. So it's capital A, the list of frequencies is going to be capital F, and this width of the bars, I'm going to make sure the width is less than 1, it's going to be a fraction, and I'm going to go with 0.7. Enter. Here we go. Now move graphics view is what I'm going to use next. I'm going to bring this down so you can see it better. Push this over. I'm collapsing it so you can see this data. And I'm going to open it up a little bit here. And now I'm going to show this label so I don't see that. Now before I label these, I'm going to make some adjustments. And here I'm going to go to the graphics, and what I want to do is the x-axis, I do not want to show the numbers, and I want to make sure the distance is 1, so that's just great. So let's see how this looks. And I think we're in good shape here to label this. So I don't remember the labeling by heart, so I'm going to lift this up, move my graphics view so get it all out of the way, but lift this up, and I'm going to put in the names. Okay, so banana. These are the fruit that the students were asked. They were their favorite fruits. So the next one was apple, orange, blueberry, and watermelon. I have to fix this in a minute. Now they're labeled. And let's bring this down a little bit. Fit it to screen. And we're going to, it's got too big here. We'll get that. And bring this down. So it's almost there. I'm hovering over the x-axis. And now I'm going to move these titles. But I don't really need these negative parts of the axis at all. It's not necessary. So move this. Banana, apple, orange, blueberry, and watermelon. And I'm going to title this. So right here, put that back up there. And now the only thing I'm going to change is I'm going to change the colors. So how I do this, I'm just right click on here, object properties. Okay, so bar 1 was banana, so I'm going to make that yellow. Bar 2 is the apple, so that'll be red. And bar 3 is orange. Bar 4 is blueberry. And bar 5 is watermelon. And this is my data. I think it's really helpful to have this visual from our bar graph. It's really exciting. You can see that they wrote down blueberry is their least favorite. And if you want to see this a little bit different, there's another thing you could do, is you could go to graphics, you could go to the y-axis, and you could change the distance to, like, say 5, and you could actually turn on the grid. And I think that's easier to read like that, because then you can see, even if you hover over here, it'll tell you how many there were, 50, 60, 25, and that might be easier to read like that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, we have a second section too, so just wanted to let you know. All right, cancel, and File, New, don't save. Next we're going to do is the histogram. Now these compare numbers that are grouped into intervals. That's what's called qualitative data. Qualitative. They're in intervals. Now these are, the order matters, because now what I'm using for an example is the ages of presidents at death. I went to Wikipedia, I looked it up, and I got the names of our famous presidents and how old they were when they died, and I went down this vertical column and copied it and then put a comma between each one. So we're going to put this into a histogram. It's kind of interesting. And so I'm going to go here and I'm going to put in my data. Now this time I'm going to actually use the built-in histogram feature that is in Geogebra, and I'm going to put it into, I need to put it into a spreadsheet. So I'm going to go fill column, and I'm going to fill column 1 with age. Now let's go to the spreadsheet, and here it is. So now here's this, and I'm going to click on, I clicked on A to highlight the row, and I hit Analyze. It automatically opens to the histogram feature. Now this is really cool because this tells us the minimum and the maximum. 93 is the oldest and the least age is 46. It's very helpful to figure out which decades to put them in. I don't like the way the default is, so we're going to play with this a little bit, and I'm going to turn this off and I'll show you how. We're going to go here, and we're going to set the classes manually, and I'm going to start at 40 but go up every 10 years. Ooh dear. And you could set it this way where it includes the 40 and goes up to 40 to 49, or you could go from here, which doesn't include the 40, but for me I think this is more intuitive. Next thing that they do is I like to click on this frequency table. It's not required, but it shows you how many is there. It's kind of helpful. And now in the graph, showing the grid is helpful too. I think it is, because then you can see, but the automatic dimensions I'm going to turn off, and my Y step I'm going to make 1, because then I can see exactly how many presidents died at between 60 to 69 would be 12, and then from 70 to 79 is 10. So this is the most frequent, or the mode. And I think that's everything that you need to know, and that is everything. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can take a screenshot of this and put it into your project. Thank you very much for watching.